Hey everyone, welcome to episode 355, Therapy in 60 Seconds. Welcome to the Harmony in the Home podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Hutchison. I'm a counselor, a life coach, and most importantly, an imperfect mom doing this work right along with you. And my goal on our podcast is to go from chaos to calm, feel less frazzled, and have more fun within your four walls to have more harmony in your home. No, this is not a repeat of last week, but it's a bit of a series because I feel like my algorithms, or I call them the algs, and my kids are like, don't say that. I also call Chat GPT is very hard for me to say. So I'll be like, oh yeah, I asked Chat. And they're like, don't call it Chat. I'm like, why? Chat GPT is very hard for me to say. I have to say it so much enunciation. Like if I say it without thinking and with just a Chat GPT, like it's Chat GPT. So hard for me. So I usually just say Chat, and apparently that's super cringe. So is calling it the ALGs. Anyway, my ALGs, I'm going to say it to you because my kids aren't listening. I know that for a darn fact. I think because I clicked on the ALGs, that therapy in 60 seconds, now all I'm getting is therapy in 60 seconds. So this is another good one. This is one from TikTok. And before we talk about that, I want to talk to you about Herbal Face Food, my favorite skincare line. It makes your skin so soft, so smooth. I can't say my wrinkles are gone, but they're definitely less defined. Overall, I don't even like this word, but my face just feels more supple. I know that's like, people say that like in the industry. I'm not even in the industry. I don't know anything about skincare. I used to use baby wipes to wash my face in the morning and at night. Okay. So I'm not like the skincare junkie, but Herbal Face Food, I low key am. That's what the kids always say, low key. So if you're interested, you want to support the show, so we don't have to put this behind the paywall and I don't have to stop at 400 episodes. I have thought about that because I thought that'd be a nice little closure, but I don't think that you guys want that. And I want to keep the lights on, so go to herbalfacefood.com, use the coupon code HARMONY20, and you'll get 20% off your first order. Okay, so I think my algorithms are talking is therapy in 60 seconds. So
okay, here's 4 years of therapy in 1 minute. You really do become what you think. If you feed your mind garbage, you're going to feel like garbage. Emotions are not problems, they're signals. Fear shows you what actually matters. Anger tells you a boundary was crossed. Anxiety means you're living in the future, and it's a reminder to come back to the present. Motivation won't change your life, habits will. When you change your habits, everything shifts. Your past is a chapter, not your whole story. Learn from it, but stop setting up camp there. When someone triggers you, pause. That's a mirror showing you what's still unhealed. Control is mostly an illusion. The only real power you have is yourself and your choices. At the end of the day, it's simple. Your thoughts shape you, your habits build you, and your choices define you.
is that not our whole podcast in 60 seconds? It's so empowering to know this, all the different things that he's saying. This comes from Grow with Greg 3. Last week's therapy in 60 seconds was Devin Linder on Facebook, and he's so good. So the comments are so funny because the first one I opened is from Zan. She says, I am skinny, I am skinny, I am skinny, talking about your mindset. Go Be Too Much says, as a therapist, I approve this message. Jessica says, can I make this my alarm clock? User 394 says, I'm a billionaire, I'm a billionaire, I'm a billionaire. Dr. Shelley says, am I getting a bill for this? Brittany says, can you hold on a damn minute? Anyone else need to write this down and hold on to it? So someone did write it all down. Number one, you really do become what you think. You have to think about your thinking. This is not something you do one time and you're like, I'm thinking about my thinking and it was so hard, so I stopped thinking about my thinking. It's something you have to do for the rest of your life. It's kind of like one of my kids doesn't like brushing their teeth. I will not say who. And so I say all the time, I don't say it as much because they're older now and they figured it out. You are going to have to brush your teeth every morning and night for the rest of your life until your teeth fall out. I say the same thing about daily showers. I say the same thing about, not so much about flossing. I mean, I wish they would floss every day. One of them's a really good flosser. One of them's a decent flosser. But there are certain things that you're going to have to do for the rest of your life. You are going to have to put away your laundry for the rest of your life. Unless, like they said last week in last week's episode, I love, he said, take care of your laundry so it doesn't become a roommate in your house. That's so true because it just piles and piles and piles and piles. And that's what your mind does if you don't put away your laundry every day. If you're not managing your mind, it just piles up and piles up. Doesn't mean that you can't put your laundry away. It just means it's more work to put the laundry away. It's kind of like gaining 20 pounds versus just doing a little bit every day to keep those 20 pounds off. You can lose 20 pounds. It's going to take a lot of consistent effort, but you don't go to the gym one time and be like, I haven't lost the 20 pounds. Exercising, eating right is something you're going to have to do for the rest of your life unless you want to be overweight. And overweight is fine. You know what your thermostat is, that you're comfortable in your own skin. So I love Sedella actually broke it all down. Number one, you really do become what you think. So true. Number two, if you feed your mind garbage, you're going to feel like garbage. We talk about that all the time. Number 3, emotions are not problems. They're signals. This is the whole premise of the podcast, is what we want to teach our kids. I know you have big emotions, little boy, little girl, and teen girl, teen boy. I know that's part of the human experience and nothing has gone wrong. This is not a problem. This is part of the human experience. The more you normalize it and you allow them to be upset, ironically, the less upset they are. But the goal is not to admonish and get rid of the crying and the screaming and the yelling and the upsetness altogether. That's literally impossible, and it's an uphill battle. You will always find yourself disappointed. Number 4, fear shows what actually matters. When I am doing any type of new thing, so much fear comes up, and I can't remember who said it, but they said, feel the fear and do it anyway. I say that to myself all the time, especially like, cause I'm learning so much in the UGC world, and it's so fun and so exhilarating and so hard because my brain is like trying to stop me at all the times. And then something will connect, or I'll upload something and it's supposed to be in portrait and it's supposed to be in, and now it's in landscape. Or like yesterday I uploaded a video it was supposed to be a video in YouTube because the brand really wanted a long description, but it was only 30 seconds. So as soon as I uploaded it to YouTube wanted to turn it into a short, which is like those quick little things that you see that look like Instagram reels. And then that's fine to make it a short because it was short. But with shorts, you're only allowed 100 characters. And this was a supplement company and they needed like 1,000 characters. So stuff like that happens all the time because I don't know what I don't know. So I'm learning as I'm growing and I'm learning as I'm going. And yesterday a couple of days ago, I was so frustrated with something that was not going the way that I wanted it to go. I'm like, this is growth. This is growth. This is growth. I kept saying that to myself because my brain just wanted to shut the laptop off. I'm like, what do you mean? I don't understand this. I don't understand. 5, anger tells you a boundary was crossed. Number 6, anxiety means you're living in the future and it's a reminder to come back to the present. Hello. I so live in the future. I don't really live in the past. I'm not like upset about things that happened in the past. Yeah, it lays there, but I'm not one to hold on to things. But I can borrow worry and I can create scenarios about the future that have not happened, but they might happen. Number 7, motivation won't change your life. Habits will. When you change your habits, everything shifts. So true. Everybody's waiting for motivation to happen to them. But what happens is you do the thing and then you get motivated and then you work in that momentum. I always say you've got to get the big mo. You have to like create it out of thin air. Number 8, your past is a chapter, not your whole story. Learn from it, but stop setting up camp there. Oh, baby. Grow with Greg. Thank you. Drop the mic. This is my favorite one. This is where conscious parenting comes in. And this is where you're going to have your growth. This is where you're going to be able to stay calm in the storm. People are like, Kelly, how do you do it? Kelly, how do you do it? How do you do it? How do you do it? I hear it all day long. How do I do it? I'm so upset. Something else takes over. I see red. It's like I blacked out. I don't want to yell at my kids, but then I wake up and I'm yelling at them. This is how you stop. Number 9, when someone triggers you, pause. That's a mirror showing you what's still unhealed. Now, we are never going to get to a place where we are 100% healed. So I don't want you to have destination addiction of like, I just got to heal more, and then live in that healing instead of living in your living. If that makes sense. So when someone triggers you, that's what we always talk, the power of the pause. That pause is everything. Number 10, control is mostly illusion. The only power you have is yourself and your choices. Hello. I love that empowering thought. And 11, your thoughts shape you, your habits build you, and your choices define you. Boom, drop the mic. And the comments do not disappoint. So I appreciate Sedella writing all those out. If you want those all written out, go to Grow with Greg, number 3. He posted on February 20th, and she's a couple comments down. And the comments do not disappoint. They're so good because everyone was moved by it just like we were. So I think if you take any of them away from you, is motivation won't change your life, habits will. When you change your habits, everything shifts. There's certain things you're going to have to do for the rest of your life, and that's okay. And just know that. And then number 9, I'll just change it. When your kid triggers you, that's a mirror showing you what's still unhealed. You need to pause. And in that pause is your lesson. I can't tell you what that lesson is because that's your past, your experiences, your pain, your trauma in that pause. And then you kind of like have a nice, gentle talk with yourself. Like, what's going on for you, love? What's going on for you? What's happening there? When the reaction doesn't fit the crime, when the punishment doesn't fit the crime, so to speak, you have to look within and be like, that brought up a lot of big emotions and it didn't really match what was really happening. So the other day, Grady was umpiring a baseball game and one coach said something to the other coach and what he said wasn't the greatest, but the reaction from the other coach was completely out of pocket. So much so they had to end the game. The 2 umpires, one of them being Grady, who's only 15, was ending 9-year-old Little League baseball game because of 2 coaches. Again, what one coach said wasn't the greatest, and he didn't say it to the other coach, he said it to his player. The other coach didn't like it, which I totally agree with, but that's when you go to the umpire or you say, hey, buddy, that's out of pocket, or can we not stop? Like, there's a million other ways of handling it, but his reaction and the F-bombs and the freaking out was like, whoa, like I got so curious. I was like, what is going on here? Obviously, this isn't about that. Anyway, so when you have big reactions and you think back later, like, wow, I really overreacted there. Think about it. Talk about it with yourself. Have that pause. And then also normalize it for your kids when they overreact. Your kids are going to do stuff that are very much an overreaction. And then you're going to want to shame them for like, you shouldn't act like that. You shouldn't overreact, and be like, yeah, you overreacted. Good thing I don't overreact. I say that all the time. I'm like, good thing I never overreacted. I don't know what that's like. Obviously, I'm sarcastic because that's my middle name. And so it just normalizes for your kids like, oh, overreaction is part of the human experience. They're going to see it out in the wild. So why not tell them now that it's going to happen not only to them, but it's going to happen to their friends. It's going to happen to their boyfriend, their girlfriend, their cousin, their greedy grandpappy, their husband, their wife, all the people. They're going to overreact. And then they're going to overreact in certain situations too. So you just get super curious and not furious. And then what happens? You have much more harmony in the home. I love you guys. I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye. Hey, mamas, thanks for listening. If you had any ahas, clicks, or those lightning bolt moments while listening, you have to check out my free parenting bootcamp, where we take all of this to the next level and we try to create even more awakenings for ourselves so that we can connect more with our kids and never yell at them again. You can sign up at www.coachingkelly.com. And if you really want to fill up my love cup, send me an email of what your aha was, what your click was, what was that lightning bolt moment while you were listening. I want nothing more in life than for you to have harmony in your home and to learn how to be an imperfect mom like me, which allows your kids to be imperfect too, each and every day. Thanks for listening.